Hey, what's up, guys? I know I had just talked to you guys yesterday, and the plan initially was to wait until I got all of my new equipment in before I really started making these videos. Coincidentally enough, as I was going, Mike Shinoda released 2 new songs, and I honestly felt like that was as good a place as any to start these videos. He dropped them about an hour ago, so I wanted to get that first impression for me, because 99% of the time, anytime Mike Shinoda puts something out, I listen to it almost immediately, so I didn't want to take the risk of hearing it somewhere else and kind of getting a reaction before you guys saw my true unfiltered reaction to the song. Just so you guys do know, from my standpoint, grew up with Linkin Park as a huge influence on me. Obviously, Chester was a big part of that. I think losing him, it really, I guess, hurt me in a lot of ways, because growing up I always felt like his lyrics, his voice, his pain in his voice always helped me through a lot of struggles and troubles that I was feeling. And I don't want to butcher and edit this video a bunch and have a bunch of chops in here and stuff, because I want you guys to actually be able to see that this is something that the band Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, and also Mike Shinoda are somebody that I look up to a lot. And Chester said many times in interviews that he may have had the talent, but the musical genius was Mike Shinoda. And I feel like if you listen to Post Traumatic, a lot of the earlier Fort Minor stuff and things like that that Mike has came out with, especially since Chester's suicide, it's really been able to evoke that emotion and that thought that they weren't necessarily able to get in the Linkin Park music, but that Mike is perfect at stating in the music that he's putting out now since Chester's passing. So I wanted to take the opportunity to go ahead and listen to this music. I know it's not like a music video reaction, it's just the audio only, but this song, What the Words Meant, by Mike Shinoda, we're going to listen to it together for the first time. So forgive me again. I know my audio and stuff, my levels are going to be a little bit mixed up. There's going to be a little bit of an echo because I don't have my sound system completely set up, but I really wanted to start these videos off right, and I really wanted to share with you guys something that was important to me and something that just felt like the right time to do it, because as a group and as individuals, these musicians made more of a difference in my life than anybody else. So without further talk or discussion, let's go ahead and get started with What the Words Meant by Mike Shinoda.
The first time I heard it, didn't know what it was. I listened to it over and over, I couldn't get enough. I knew every syllable and the space in between, and I wondered what my own song would be. I thought I understood what the words meant, I thought I knew the meaning behind, I memorized the sounds and the rhythms.
Okay, so for me personally, just listening to that, like I told you guys, Linkin Park, Chester's vocals was something that was really important to me, and I think that a lot of their music over the years, obviously, it can be looked back at now as if it was a cry for help. A lot of us growing up listening to Linkin Park, we heard that music and we were like, hey, we had that teen angst and we had that, kind of anger inside of us, and we were like, hey, he's talking about like me, he's talking about how I feel, he's really like pushing the emotions of like, I feel like the world is against me. And so, like the song was just saying, we thought we knew what the words meant. We memorized all the lines, we memorized the rhythms, we thought we knew what was going on, and we really thought we had it figured out. I don't know, that's just me listening to it. That's kind of what that said to me, is like, I thought I knew what that meant, but maybe I was wrong.
stories inside. I thought I understood what the words meant. I thought that they were written for me, a message spelled out in a language that only those who've been there can read. The first time I heard it, didn't know what it was. It was foreign and angry and brilliant. I couldn't get enough. But the story behind it, you revealed it to me. And I realized you would live through what I'd never seen. I never understood what the
Okay, let me go back for just a second. That last kind of line there kind of got me. Let me see if that's good enough. Hold on.
revealed it to me. I couldn't get
Right.
enough. But the story behind it, you revealed it to me. And
All right, I don't know. Again, like I said, me personally, I have nothing but respect for Chester, and the fact that apparently through all these years he was hurting so bad inside, and that the importance of his words and what they made in everybody else's lives. You know, Mike Shinoda has said there's videos of him saying that like Chester was his hero and he looked up to him, and obviously you hear a lot since Post Traumatic came out. Actually, ever since the Hollywood Bowl concert, the memorial for Chester, you really started hearing Mike really pour out exactly how important Chester was and how important their music was. And you know, I feel like personally that's what this song is doing. Is this song is saying, you know, all these years I heard these words, I thought I knew what they meant, until, you know, that day happened where you revealed what they really meant. And I'm sure, you know, Mike and Brad and Phoenix and all of those guys, I'm sure that, you know, they saw the struggles that Chester faced, and they know it a lot better than we do. But I think anytime somebody does that to themselves and you know, puts themselves in that place that they can't come back from, I think that we're all taken by surprise. And so far, that's the vibe that I'm getting from this song. It's just kind of that slow, that upset, that like, I thought I had you figured out, but I was wrong. It didn't mean what I thought it meant. And, you know, I think we can look at that a lot with a lot of our friendships and a lot of people that we're around that are struggling through things. It's like, man, like I thought I knew that person, but I didn't know they were going through this. And whether Mike intentionally meant that or not, that's what it says to me so far. And to me, it means like, make sure you know what's going on with your friends. You know, I saw a picture yesterday that said, always check on your strong friends. You know, you always want to make sure that you're there for them as much as they're there for you. So I'll try to get back to this song. I'm sorry to take too long, but like I said, this music, it means a lot to me. So I just wanted to kind of get through it.
I realized you would live through what I'd never seen. I never understood what the words meant. I never knew the meaning behind. I memorized the sounds and the rhythms, but didn't know the stories inside. I never understood what the words meant. The words were never written for me, a message spelled out in a language that only those who've been there can read. wish I didn't know what the words meant, that they were never written for me. A message spelled out in a language that only those who've been there can read. Been there can read.
Wow. That song actually, that spoke to me on a deep level, where he's saying, you know, I wish I never would have known what the words meant, that they weren't meant for me. And just be open with you guys. Growing up as a kid, as a teenager, and all of that stuff, I looked a lot, like I said, I looked at Chester's music, and there was times whenever I was dealing with, you know, just struggles and depression and just problems that I had in my life, that like I always felt like I could look at Linkin Park's music and be like, you know what, yeah, like they get it. Like I feel like I'm numb inside. I feel like, you know, in the end, it doesn't matter. Like all of these, like the hybrid theory, like Meteora era, where they were talking about like everything was just pointless, and basically all of this stuff that, you know, no matter what, there was never going to be good enough. I think that spoke to a lot of us as teenagers, but even into my young adulthood. As their music evolved, it felt like it was evolving with the struggles that I was facing. I felt like no matter what, like I kind of turned to that as a way to um, get past my demons, I guess. And so I can honestly say, like, it really, really bothered me whenever Chester killed himself, because I felt like, you know, this is a guy that he was always the one that like was able to help me, and so like if he couldn't help himself, like what could I use as a coping mechanism, you know? And it bothered me, and I struggled with it for a long time. And I know that for some of you guys, that probably sounds really, really strange. They're like, oh, but you never knew this guy or anything. But, you know, I experience music on an emotional level. And whenever you lose somebody that you look up to like that, it really bothers you on an emotional level, because you feel like over the years, this is somebody that you've gotten close to their words, you've gotten close to what they say, because like the song here says, and again, whether this is what Mike intended or not, Mike, I'm sorry if for some small percentage of a chance you ever see this video and this wasn't your intent, but what this music said to me was, all of these years, I never really knew what his words meant, because they weren't meant for me. They were words that were meant for him. And that gives me even a greater respect that somebody is willing to put themselves out there and to try and help others out, even when they're hurting so bad inside. And I know that I've spent most of this video talking about Chester, but I think anybody that's watched anything since, or watched music videos or listened to music since post-traumatic can say that obviously this is something that's really, really affected Mike as well. I don't think you can listen to post-traumatic. I don't think you can listen to Searching for an Answer or Running from My Shadow or any of those songs off of post-traumatic and not tell that they're obviously about the influence that Chester had. I think it's probably going to be like that for a while until Mike truly finds his place again. You know, there's several places in the recent songs where he talks about, you know, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life now. Like you think it's going to be hard, like, the last how many years of my life are just gone. And I think that this is going to be a struggle, and this is something that Mike has taken us on an emotional journey with him as he copes and as he learns how these things go. And I think that that makes a difference to fans of Mike Shinoda as a person and as a performer, that they understand that he's opening himself up like that. Like, this isn't just music that he's making just to sell albums or anything. Like, he's working through the grieving process with us. And for a lot of the fans of Linkin Park and a lot of the fans of Chester and of Mike over the years, it's something that almost I would say that we need too. So, Mike, again, if for some reason, I know it's crazy, but like if for some reason you ever hear this, I just want to say from one of your fans, from one of the many, many people that's followed you guys over the years, thank you for taking us on this journey. And we really do appreciate it, because I think in a lot of ways that we need the healing too. And we need to understand what the words meant. Anyways, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to go any longer. I don't know how long I've been recording, but it's been a pretty long video. So anyways, like I said, this is my first reaction video. Obviously, you see the lighting is terrible. The graphics on this webcam, I already ordered all this stuff, but from where I'm at, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get here. So you will see pretty soon a jump in the quality. You'll see a jump in the lighting. You'll see, the video editing is going to get better and stuff like that. But I just, knowing the depth that Mike puts into his songs, I wanted to listen to it as soon as I saw the notification on my phone. But I was out and about, and I had to wait until I got back here. And then as soon as I got back from the store, I immediately sat down, hooked everything up, and started watching, because I wanted to share my emotions with you. If you do like this video, if you like this format, please let me know in the comments. Please give me a heads up. I would love if you guys shared it. I'd love if you guys subscribed, and mostly just if you would let me know what you thought, and let me know if you have any pointers. I mean, obviously I understand there's going to be a lot of little tips and stuff as I get this started, but I appreciate that you guys are willing to come along this journey with me. And for every single one of the views that this video gets, I thank you for your time, and I will talk to you guys later. Again, it's Corey, also known as the Amazing Bacon. Have a good one.